Hello. I want to thank you for joining me as we mark this special occasion of signing the Sustainable Jersey Gold Pledge in Energy. I was hoping to do this outside early this month, but the weather in Parsippany and New Jersey had other plans. At any rate, I'm pleased to be joined by the members of the Parsippany Green Team, along with department and division heads from the municipality. Together we'll discuss the importance of being defenders of the environment in our community. We'll also hear about various projects each department is working on right now to make sure the township is aligned with Sustainable Jersey's goals to improve the quality of life for our residents. Now, it goes without saying that the natural world is, by every measure, our most important resource. It provides us with food, energy, beauty, and of course, life. As we've all experienced, our actions have direct consequences on the overall health of our natural world. Whether we care to admit it or not, we're at a dangerous crossroads. If we don't change our habits soon, the natural world we know and cherish will be changed profoundly, and not for the better. But it is not too late to take action right here in Parsippany. Now, I'm pleased to sign the Sustainable Jersey Gold Pledge in Energy. As part of the pledge, Sustainable Jersey will partner with our township to provide clear guidance and meaningful resources to help us achieve our sustainability goals. Our Citizen Green Team, along with our administration, has done tremendous work to bring sustainability and environmental protection to the forefront in Parsippany. In pledging to continue our township's movement towards sustainable practices, Parsippany is demonstrating its stature as a leader on these important issues in the region. With that, I'd like to introduce Judy Hernandez and Matt Kavanagh, the Vice Chair and co-leader of the Parsippany Green Team, to discuss this program in more detail.
Hi, my name is Judy Hernandez. I am the Vice Chair of the Parsippany Environmental Advisory Committee. And in 2018, we had a vision that we would recertify Parsippany in the Sustainable Jersey program. So sustainable development means protecting our resources and systems for our future generations, for today and our future generations. And a sustainable community is ensuring a quality of life for our residents that balance environmental, economic, and social resources, the three pillars of sustainability, which are people, planet, and prosperity. Sustainable Jersey works with municipalities and school districts to help achieve those goals. Local governments are on the forefront of climate change, the climate crisis, witnessing increased rainfall, worsening storms, and changing climate. A green team is an integral part of the Sustainable Jersey program. Sustainable Jersey program will help partner with us looking for resources and new green initiatives, modifying current policies and researching new best practices to help us achieve sustainable goals. A green team will leverage the expertise of our volunteer citizens and municipal employees working toward that goal. There are 18 categories to achieve points and then certification. These categories span the three pillars of sustainability: the people, planet, and prosperity. And the action items encompass ordinances, new programs, plans, procedures, and facility improvements. There are three levels of certification. Bronze and silver are what most participating municipalities have achieved. We are here today because Parsippany is pledging to be one of only a handful of municipalities going for a higher level of certification gold. Matt Kavanagh, a Parsippany resident with a vision, and who volunteered to lead us in this pursuit, will expand on this initiative and explain our ambitious goals. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Matt Kavanagh. I'm a co-leader of the Parsippany Green Team. This is a team that was formed through the context of the Sustainable Jersey program. And as Judy mentioned, Sustainable Jersey is a nonprofit organization where there's 400 plus communities in New Jersey that participate. So our initiative in joining the Parsippany Green Team essentially is recertifying in the Sustainable Jersey program. Our initial goal in 2021 is to get bronze certification, which is 150 points. Our secondary goal next year is to get silver. And then finally, the gold certification in energy is really sort of the broader goal that we're after. Gold certification is the top certification in the Sustainable Jersey program. There's only one community that has it so far, and our goals are basically to reach for that and attain that certification level in the energy. Judy mentioned that the core categories, the high-level categories in Sustainable Jersey is people, planet, and prosperity. And within there is 18 categories of multiple things on sustainability, from water to waste to animals to people to energy. And all of those categories, we need people to participate and volunteer and be citizens in the community to take on any specific tasks. I guarantee you there's something for you in the program. Our recertification is a process, but basically we want to continue to certify and reach for bigger and bigger goals within the program. And the mayor's signing of the gold pledge basically puts his support on our team, and the town council support is on our team, and we're after some big ambitious goals. And at a broader context, by 2030, the idea would be to have Parsippany be net carbon neutral. So that's an even bigger goal. It's outside of the context of Sustainable Jersey, but it meets our criteria. Parsippany as a community is really well positioned to be a leader in sustainability in New Jersey. We are in the middle of Morris County, where we have a large population. We're between multiple highways where there's intersections, and some of the things like green energy, electric vehicles, solar energy, those types of things basically allow us to be a leading community in New Jersey. So we're here at this sewer plant location because it's the nexus of a project that we're trying to do on distributed energy resources. So this is renewable energy resources, potentially a storage, energy storage system here for resiliency. So we actually are trying to do a multi-renewable energy project here where we can offset the entire carbon footprint of the sewer plant. And our next step is to engage with consultants, environmental consultants and engineering consultants, to basically figure out how to do that. And the sewer plant is half of the municipal carbon footprint just by itself. So it's a really big consumer, it has a huge carbon footprint, and that's why we're trying to do a special project at this location.
Thank you both. Now I'd like to introduce Greg Schneider, our Director of Public Works, to discuss Sustainable Jersey's partnership with our own Department of Public Works.
Good afternoon. My name is Greg Schneider, Director of Public Works for the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills. I hope everybody has been safe out there and wearing your masks like we do around DPW wherever we go. I also hope that everybody has enjoyed the snow that we've had for the last 4 weeks, just like myself. Only kidding. Anyway, being part of the Township's green team, I'd like to take a few minutes just to go over some environmental issues that we've improved on in the last couple of years. I'm not sure you're aware of it, but how very important stormwater management is in keeping our rivers, brooks, streams clean of contaminants. We are doing whatever we can to help this situation. With that in mind, I'd like to just briefly discuss a few things that we've improved on over the last couple of years, and I'm very proud of. First one is we've been working with Rutgers University through grant money and my own employees who have done a lot of the work on improving the contaminants that are located in any DPW yard. And obviously when you have 60, 70 trucks parked in the DPW yard, you have a lot of problems with leakage and so forth and so on. We have a very valuable stream that runs through Parsippany called the Troy Brook that is right at our back door here. And our goal here was to keep the contaminants out of that stream and keep our quality of water and our quality of life better. What we've done through grant money and again with the help of my employees, we built a series of swales and also all kinds of floatable devices to keep anything that runs through the parking lot here out of Troy Brook. This was a major undertaking and took us about a year to complete, but I can happily say everything is done now and all the contaminants, or 99% I think, of the contaminants that flow on the driveway around DPW are now contained. Along those lines, working with Rutgers, we also put a 2,000-gallon tank next to our building to catch all the rainwater, and we have a large building here, to capture all the rainwater in the tank to use it for washing our trucks, filling our trucks when water is needed, and so forth and so on. Again, environmental issues, we're saving the water. Last but not least, is our recycling depot. I know how much everybody loves the depot out there, but we've enhanced it a little bit by capturing now hard-covered books, fluorescent light bulbs, food oil that we use at home to cook. If you capture that material, you may bring that heating oil, that cooking oil, to our facility, and we have a place to put it. In closing, I would just like to say that DPW was a major part of our 2010 stormwater program where we reached the bronze level. Obviously, what we want to do this year is reach the gold level, which is the top. And with your help and our work, we hope to achieve that goal. Once again, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Greg. Next, we'll hear from Justin Lizza on the impact on the Township's engineering department.
I'm Justin Lizza, the Municipal Engineer for the Township of Parsippany. The initiative I'm working on for the team deals with the changes to stormwater ordinances and how we handle stormwater runoff. As many know, stormwater runoff plays a large role in water pollution. We learned back in elementary school through the teachings of the water cycle that stormwater is precipitation that falls from the sky in the form of rain, sleet, and snow. Once it hits the earth, it is absorbed into the ground or runs off into our waterways, such as streams, rivers, lakes, and eventually the ocean. In rural areas with natural landscapes and little to no development, the precipitation is absorbed into the ground at a high rate and provides needed water to plants, animals, and groundwater reserves. As water travels through the landscaped areas, the vegetation acts as a filter, trapping and reducing pollutants before it percolates into the ground and enters the water bodies. As more areas are developed, there's a significant increase in the amount of impervious surfaces, which are areas like roofs, driveways, patios, and other hard surfaces that don't allow water to be absorbed into the ground. Increases in impervious coverage are directly related to increases in stormwater runoff. This runoff flows into water bodies at a higher volume, leading to increases in flooding. Additionally, as runoff flows across the ground, it picks up pollutants such as heavy metals, nutrients, sediment, and pathogens, and carries that into the waterways and contributes to water pollution and contamination. The changes to our ordinances will bolster the current stormwater requirements on larger projects and have these developments adhere to stricter requirements for handling stormwater runoff. Plans will need to be designed so that only a specific amount of runoff can leave the site, and they will need to infiltrate the same amount of water into the ground that seeped into the ground prior to development. Smaller projects will also need to adhere to stormwater management designs, which are directed at reducing runoff and pollutants. A way to meet this challenge is by promoting green infrastructure. Green infrastructure uses vegetation, soils, and other elements and practices to restore our natural resources and require management of water to create healthier environments. Green infrastructure incorporates a variety of water management practices such as rain gardens, bioswales, permeable paving, rain barrels, and other measures that capture, filter, and reduce stormwater. In doing so, it cuts down on the amount of flooding and reduces polluted runoff that reaches our water bodies. Green infrastructure captures water where it falls. It mimics natural hydrologic processes and uses natural elements such as soil and plants to turn rainfall into a resource rather than a waste. In doing so, this increases water quality and reduces the amount of surface water that leads to flooding.
Thank you, Justin. Finally, we'll hear from Joe Beckmeyer, the superintendent of the Township Sewer Department, on some of the projects they're working on.
Hello, welcome to the Parsippany-Troy Hills wastewater treatment plant on this cold, sunny winter day. My name is Joe Beckmeyer. I'm the superintendent, licensed operator, engineering consultant. Here at the treatment plant, we were probably the first environmentalists in Parsippany, where we've been treating wastewater at this site for over 50 years. And treating wastewater is one of the basic things we do to protect, that the township does to protect the environment. Now, we've been working with the Township Green Team on the installation of solar panels at the Sharkey landfill and maybe other places on the site here, so we can reduce our demand from electricity from the utilities and have solar panel power generate most of the electricity for the site. We've also been working with the Green Team on the development of geothermal energy, possibly for heating the buildings and so on. That'll be on the next phase of the work we're doing. About 10 years ago, at the plant here, we replaced the raw sewage pumps and the blowers with more energy efficient equipment and changed the process. That resulted in a substantial reduction in energy usage, electric usage at the plant, and the savings of about $1 million a year in electric costs. Also, whenever we do any work at the plant and we change lights and motors, we use LEDs and more energy efficient motors to conserve electricity, reduce our electric demand. We currently have a project where we have a major pump station on the north side of Route 46 and Route 80. We're in the process of eliminating that pump station and connecting all of that wastewater flow from the Lake Hiawatha area to the plant by gravity. That will eliminate the need for the electric motors to run the pumps 24/7 at that pump station, and also the need for the vehicles to go to that pump station on a daily basis for maintenance, thereby reducing our electric demand from the system. We also have a long-term biosolid study underway. And the biosolid is the byproduct of the treatment of the wastewater. We produce this material, which in the years gone by, it was incinerated, a very highly energy-intensive process, used natural gas to burn the sludge to reduce the volume. For the past about 15 years, we've been sending the sludge to landfills, where it sits and degrades over time, adding to the gases that go out into the atmosphere. But also the energy it takes for the vehicles, trucks, or train to transport it from this site to other sites in Ohio, Georgia, or other states. So our new process will be looking at how do we take that sludge, how do we treat it, and how do we produce electricity or heat with that sludge, that we will reduce the volume of sludge, we will use the energy to help treat the sludge, and then the amount of sludge we have to send off-site via vehicle, truck, train will be greatly reduced. We realized here in the past we had an obligation to treat the wastewater, but now every decision we make, how do we look at the environmental aspects of every decision we make? How do we become more green to better serve our community and this earth? Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Now I'm happy to sign the Sustainable Jersey Gold Pledge in Energy, and we will continue to work to improve our environment both in Parsippany and across Morris County. Now, as we embark on this new era in sustainability, I challenge everyone in our community to start rethinking our day-to-day routines. Eat local and support local butchers and farmers. Practice energy conservation by turning off lights and using energy-efficient appliances. Avoid single-use plastics in favor of reusable alternatives. And of course, get involved in our local climate action groups like the Parsippany Green Team. The challenges laid out by Sustainable Jersey won't be easy, but they are critical for the long-term health of our community and our natural world. The time to do our part is now. Thank you for joining us. Now let's get to work.